Yes, good morning, students. Continuation with the previous class where we have studied about the different types of the forwarding. That is the datagram forwarding, virtual circuit, and next one is a source routing. So today we are going to see with the next one topic, that is the bridges and the LAN switches. Now, in the olden days, they are going to use this particular the bridges here. That is for the connectivity between the uh, two different ethernet segments. Okay, so due to the physical limitations of that ethernet, that no more than total of 2500 meter in the length. Okay, that is an alternate would be to put a node between the two ethernets. You cannot extend that a particular the ethernet, that the maximum is up to only 2500 meters. Already we have studied about that. Ethernet can be constructed maximum up to 2500 meters with the routers and all. So if you want to extend this particular one, so what you are going to do, here you are going to using a one more node in between the two ethernets. Two different ethernets are there. If you want to connect between two different ethernets, okay, so you are using a one more node called as a the bridge. Is it clear? So this node is going to forward the frames from one ethernet to the another ethernet. So the nodes which are present in the one ethernet are able to communicate with the nodes which are present on the another ethernet. These are the two different networks are there, the local area networks. So that is the nodes are able to communicate from one ethernet to the another ethernet through the intermediate one, the node which you are going to use for forwarding these frames. This is the one here which we call it as a the bridge. Okay, so this node would be to put a this node would be put in a promiscuous mode, accepting all the frames transmitted on either of the internets. So it could forward them to the other. The node we have just described is typically called it as a bridge. Okay, so it is a collection of LANs connected by one or more bridges, is usually said to have a extended LAN. What do you mean by the extended local area network? It is a collection of local area networks connected by one or more bridges. Is it clear? So these local area networks, if you want to connect with each other with the help of a bridges, one or more bridges here which you are going to use. So this is usually you are going to form an extended local area network. Okay, a bridge meets our definition of a switch from the previous section. A multi input, a multi output device. It is also having the port number. Okay, on each port it is going to be connecting a ethernet segments. Okay, which transfer the packet from an input to one or more output ports. Okay, now here we are going to see about that how the bridge is going to forward these particular packets. Say for example, your two ethernet segments are there. So on one segment ABC are the host connected, on the other one segment XYZ are the host are connected. So these two segments, okay, these two local networks are interconnected with each other using a device called as a bridge. So the host present on this ethernet one ABC is to be able to communicate with the host present on the other one ethernet segment. Okay, that is XYZ. So here the ethernet segment 1 ABC is connected to the bridge on the port 1, and this one is connected to the port 2. Okay, now we are going to see this is the bridge need not forward all the frames that it receives whenever a frame from host A that is addressed to host B. Is it clear? So whenever the bridge is going to receiving the frames, as you know that ethernet segments are going to be work on a broadcast model. There may be a possibility that A may send a packet to C, if C may send it to the A. So whoever may be connected to that ethernet segment, it is a bus topology, everyone is going to receive this. Similarly, the bridge is also going to receive that particular the packet, but the bridge is not going to forward that packet onto the other side. Okay, and this side also the same thing, X may be sent to the Z may be sent to the Y. Okay, X may be sent to the Y. So this is also the same bus topology is there. Everyone which is connected to this ethernet segment, everyone is going to receive because it is a broadcast model. So similarly on the bridge is also connected through port 2 to this ethernet segment. It is also going to receive the packets which are transmitted on this ethernet segment 2. Okay, the question here it is that whether the bridge has to forward all the packets which is received on the port number 1 to port number 2, or whether it has to transfer all the packets which is received on the port number 2 onto the port number 1. Is it clear? So this is the question here. The bridge is not going to forward all the packets which are received on the port number 1, that is from the ethernet segment 1. Only the packet which is going to be containing the address, so that belongs to the another network. Is it clear that the destined host is not present in this particular network? Is it clear? So the destination address node, if it is not present in this ethernet segment 1, then only it is going to forward it on the other port, that is the port number 2. Similarly, it is not going to forward all the packets which is received from this particular port number 2 to port number 1. Only the destination address, if it is not present on this particular ethernet segment 2, okay, then only it is forwarding it on the another one port. Okay, so host A that is addressed to the host B arrives on the port 1. So there is no need for the bridge to forward the frame over the that particular the port number 2, because host A is also present on the same network, host B is also present on the same network. Okay, no need to forward this particular packet on the outgoing port number 2, because both the sender and receiver present on the same network. Okay, now one option here it is that, then the question is that how does a bridge come to learn on which port the various hosts are going to be reside? So here it is that the bridge is going to maintain one table called as a forwarding table. Is it clear? Just like you have seen that forwarding table is maintained by the switches and all, so in the similarly it is going to maintain. Okay, one option would be how to be human download a table into the bridge. Is it clear? So human is going to prepare these particular forwarding tables, and then they are going to put it into the table. Okay, you just see it here that whenever the bridge is going to receive a frame on the port 1, so that is going to be addressed to host A. It would not be forwarded the frame on the port 2. There would not need, because host A would have already directly received the frames on the frame address 1. You just see it here, that is it has already maintained that. Okay, so if any particular packet arrives with the destination host A on that particular same side, that is on the ethernet segment 1, it is not going to be transferred because it is present on the port number 1 side only. If any destination address with the B is arrived, it is present on the port 1 only. If any particular packet, if it arrives with the X, is it clear, that is the destination address X, then it is going to be forwarded on the port number 2. Is it clear? So this is how it is going to be maintained in the forwarding table. So based on that particular the destination address, so it is going to decide whether it has to be forwarded on that particular port or not. Okay, so here there would not need, because host A would have already directly received the frame on the Collier network connected to the port 1. Anytime a frame addressed to host A was received on the port number 2, the bridge would forward from an port number 1. Human maintain this particular table is quite a burden, which a bridge can learn this information for itself. The idea is for each bridge to inspect the source address in all the frames to receive. Okay, when the host A send a frame to host on either side of the bridges, the bridge receives this particular frame and records the fact that the frame from host A was just received on the port 1. So in this way the bridge can build a table gradually. So bridge is going to learn, okay, oh yes, these are all host A is present on this particular network. Okay, I have received this particular the packet with the source address as A and destination address dismissed. So I have received on the port 1 means, so there is a host called as a host A. So this host A is presented on this side, so it is going to maintain it in the forwarding table as a port 1. So gradually whenever the packet is going to be received, on which port it is going to receive those packets, so by seeing the address, the source address, it come to know that there is a source called as this particular A, B or C. Okay, so they are on which particular port they have received, so they are present on this particular port. So that information is going to be maintained in the forwarding table. Okay, in this way the bridge can build a table. When a bridge first boots, the table is empty, entries are going to be added over the time. Okay, so the next one here we are going to see about that what are the limitations of the bridges. The main limitation of the bridges are apparent when we consider the issue of a scalable and a heterogeneity. Is it clear? It is not realistic to connect more than a few local networks with the help of the bridges. Bridges forward all broadcast frames while it is reasonable for all the hosts within a limited setting to see each other's broadcasted messages. Say for example, if here it is that host A is going to send the information to host X, it has been received on the port number 1, it is going to see that destination is X, it is present on the Another one Ethernet, it has to be forwarded on the port number 2. So bridge is going to forward it on the port number 2. So all the nodes which are presented on this particular segment, it is broadcasted here. All the nodes which are connected on this Ethernet segment, everyone is going to receive X, Y, Z and all. Okay, so the address to whom it matches, it is going to receive. Others are going to simply discarding it. So that's why bridges forward all broadcast frames while it is reasonable for all the hosts which are within the limit setting, okay, to see each other's broadcasted messages. Okay, so the next one here we are going to see about the another one. um that is where they are going for the two virtual LANs here. Is it clear? So they are going to implement two virtual LANs sharing a common backbone. So that is to increasing the scalability of the extended LANs in the virtual the LAN. So these virtual LANs allow a single extended LAN to be partitioned into several seemingly separate local area networks. Each virtual LAN is assigned an identifier and packet can be traveled from one segment to the another if both the segments have the same identifier. Okay, so we are going to stop it here. Okay, so the next one here we are going to study about the another one, that is a spanning tree algorithm. Okay, thank you very much.